football team. And in-studio guest, we have none other than our head coach. That's your cue.
Oh, yes, sir. I thought you were going to try to say my name again.
I gave up on that, man. Coach Tommy.
Yes. Hey, how you doing?
One of the elder statesmen of the Lions program, Devon Scott.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Yeah, and also joining us, quarterback, young Turk, Micah Hare.
Still here.
All right, glad. All right, so nobody left. So we're all back in here together. And just before we went to the break, I was mentioning that the huddle system has finally approved by the league, purchased, and the administrator code is going to be sent out. Jeff Belknap, my partner, is going to be the administrator, and then, of course, he'll disperse that to the staff and to the individual players themselves. But, Tommy, you are more familiar with this, certainly, than I am. Why don't you let folks know just what huddle means to the Vegas Lions team?
Huddle is actually something that all the high schools are using, and that's how they exchange their game film. You can download your film onto the website, or onto your website. Players can go on, they can download their own highlights, they can pick a highlight from each, whatever they want, make their own highlight reels, they can email them out. You can make playbooks out of it, put your defensive game plan together. You could actually, I could sit on the phone with my receivers on the phone at their house, my quarterback at home at his house, and we could sit there and watch film together on the internet, on Huddle. Huddle's in I don't know why more teams don't have it. Really, and then for exchanging film with the other teams, all I have to do is just give them an access code, and I could send them the 2 or 3 games, whatever they would want, whatever we would decide on. Then they have our game film, we have their game film, and it just makes life easy. I mean, I could make my whole playbook on.
Well, you know, I know now why everybody is so excited about it.
Oh yeah.
You know, I just have to, unfortunately, with some of these programs that are designed and are out there and available, I just have to feign ignorance because I just don't understand it enough.
Yeah, that's when I talked to you about it originally. Is just it's a big thing. It's huge because the players that we're trying to help get to the next level, be it college, be it the arena, be it NFL, Canadian, whatever it may be, they can actually go on, find games, download individual highlights of themselves, make their own highlight reel, and then send it out to teams, colleges, coaches, whatever it may be.
Well, you know, again, this is another tool that we want to have in the hands of the staff as well as the players, you know, for the Vegas Lions. You know, our goal all along and continues to be to set ourselves apart, but to start giving back to these players, which we know that a lot has been taken from them over the years.
Big time.
And you know, again, this is something that I need to learn myself. I really need to kind of get more involved in. You know, when the coaches all went to the coaching clinic, the Glacier Clinic here in Las Vegas, and I kind of attempted to sort of sit in on the class. And, you know, folks, my initial major in school was math, and then it switched to economics and business, and I did not have a clue as to what they were talking about, but the fact that I looked around at the other coaches who were kind of nodding in accordance and saying, yeah, we're going to run a zoom tackle swing on this, and this is where we've got the protection in that zone, and I'm sitting there going, I think maybe if I just kind of like fake a telephone call. That's exactly what I did. I picked my phone call. Okay, yeah, I'll take that right now. And I just walked out and I'm going like, whoo, man. But again, I know that it's a tool, and because each of you came back with feedback that said, yeah, you know, we really appreciate it. Plus, it's ongoing. Mm-hmm. You can tap into their webinars.
Yeah.
And you know, throughout the year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and again, these are just tools that we really want to, you know, to try and make sure the staff has access to and can use. And we know that you guys are actually going to use them.
Oh, yeah. Well,
which is, I think, a switch from last year.
Well, when I was coaching at Del Sol, that's when we went to a lot of coaching clinics, and that's where I got a lot of the drills that I do. I mean, went to USC one most of the time, and you know, that's where I got a lot of my quarterback drills from. I think USC is a pretty decent quarterback school.
Yeah, it's okay.
You know, so I mean, and you know, when you go to these things and you go to the sessions that the college coaches are putting on, then you find out what exactly they're looking for in a player, so that as a coach you could gear your drills towards getting their bodies in that position that they want them in. T-plants for DBs, footwork for receivers, things like that. And they go over those things there, and they share their drills with you, and they share their experiences and how they coach and what they're looking for.
Well, you're not the first coach to mention that, and I have a little fun in dogging USC only because there's a much better school across town, UCLA. Hail Brothers. And proof is in the pudding.
UCLA's good.
And yes, you have some really talented football players, but at the end of the day, all of their agents, their business managers, their bankers will be Bruin graduates. Just throw that out there.
Well, USC is one of the only schools that ever had a quarterback recruited to the NFL that never played a game.
Yeah, well, and they also are responsible for Steve Marinovich.
That's true. That's
Todd
true.
and his loathsome dad.
I remember the Sports Illustrated cover of him. They never saw him again.
Yeah, listen. One of the things, just to I wanted to slip in here real fast, and so that because we've got two players here, the dates for the Player Symposium for the Players Association. The date for Las Vegas is set June 29th, Sunday, June 29th. And this is where Dwayne Wright, the owner of the Southeast Pirates, former NFL player, and he's responsible for the Players Association. And as far as we know, this is the first player association for any league for football at this level. And it's going to be at the Hooters Hotel and Casino, where we've rented out their ballroom. And this is a presentation and it's designed to just kind of let players know what it really takes to be a professional, not just on the field but off the field, and if you have aspirations, what you should be doing, what your goals are. And in addition, as part of this process with this, is that in January there is going to be a one-day symposium tryout, which he's inviting some NFL agents in and some NFL personnel that he's familiar with, as well as collegiate personnel to come in. And this is going to be closed, and it's basically going to be open to the members of the Players Association. We're talking about some 550 guys on the basis of 10 teams this year.
Wow.
But it's absolutely going to be closed, and it's only going to be exclusively for the players, within the NDPFL.
Right on.
So listen, guys, I'm going to probably just breeze through the last break here, but we're going to do what we've now been doing now for about the past 3 to 4 weeks, and that's where I ask you guys some pointed, very important, very critical questions. You'll go on the record. This is almost like it may find it in your personal. Some employer may potentially ask you why you said what you did when you did. So I'm going to start first with Devon. He's got his shades on. He's looking pretty
Superstar
cool
mode, yeah.
Cool, right. I don't think I need to ask you this, but here we go. What's your favorite college football team?
I'm going to have to go with the Orange.
And the second part of that question, why?
Well, it's just it's a family thing, man. They torture you if you don't mention them as much as you can. It's a cult, I swear. It's a cult.
So you drank the Kool-Aid.
And if you don't mention the Syracuse Orange as much as you can, they will send people after you. It's a mafia.
So that's
a college mafia. Yeah, man. Bayheim is,
So that explains Donovan McNabb and why he acted the way he did.
Hey, McNabb was a cool guy. I actually knew him, man. He was pretty nice. I mean, I hung out with him a few times at the bar at the school. You get to meet each other. They all come back. Like once you go to Syracuse, it's like you always come back to the place every once in a while, and you get to meet Vanessa Williams, Jim Brown, McNabb. They hang out on the campus right at the
Vanessa,
bars. Yeah, she went there. A lot of really famous people went there.
Jim Brown?
Yeah, Jim Brown, the woman from the Cosby Show. I mean, there's so many. You can go on. Yeah, Felicia Rashad went to Syracuse. So many
on my list. Hey, when you get to be my age, yeah. Felicia
so many superstars, man. I mean.
All right.
A frozen little town in the middle of nowhere.
Syracuse, and now I know why.
Yeah, I'm a Giant football fan. New York Football Giants.
We haven't gotten there yet, man, so just slow your roll down. All right, Micah. Favorite college team and why?
I'm gonna have to go with the Fighting Irish, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Reasoning, my dad really likes him. I've always been more of an NFL guy, but the movie Rudy was really good. So
it was a good movie.
Go for the Fighting Irish.
How can you not like Rudy? You don't have to be a football fan to like Rudy.
Absolutely.
Fighting Irish, all right. Tommy.
Oh, you're actually gonna ask me? I'd have to say UNR. That's where I went to school.
Reno?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reno.
All right. Okay.
What about you,
Ryan? I've never asked you. I just realized. Thank you, Devin. I've never even asked this guy.
I'm a complete nerd. I don't really follow boxing.
He doesn't know what football is. No.
So you follow boxing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're into fighting.
Heavyweight, middleweight.
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 Yeah.
Okay. Who's your
Mayweather.
favorite fighter and why?
Well, of course, Mayweather, but that's kind of cheating.
Thurman, Canelo.
Paul Williams, I like a lot.
Oh, he's pretty
Yeah.
good. He's pretty good. I follow boxing too.
All right. Well, I'm sorry, Ryan. I've been asking people this, and he's been sitting right there. He's
I'm
probably
just
saying,
bored, man.
"Is this guy ever going to ask me?" What the hell? All right, Devon.
Yes.
Favorite NFL team? And
Oh, that would be the New York Football Giants.
okay, yeah, you jumped on that one pretty fast.
That's a
And why?
diehard fan. I mean,
Is that because you're from Queens?
no, that's not even the real reason. Like my stepfather, like my friend's father, he was the biggest Giant fan of all time. I hated football, actually. I was more of a baseball fan, Yankees and Mets all day. I always used to go to the games as a child, but he forced me, sat me down. He's like, I'm going to make you love football. He used to make me sit there and watch it. I hated it. I used to hate it. I wanted to play, Sega, because that's the system that was out, the video game system at the time. And he used to make me watch the Giants and the Jets. And then, that was I think it was 90 or 86 when I was really, really young. And they won their first championship, and I just fell in love with the Giants, man. It just seemed like it was part of my life. It's always been there.
Well, let me ask you this: How do Giant versus Jet fans become one or the other?
Oh, it's really deep. I mean, Jet fans, I don't know how you could be a Jet fan. It's no history. If you weren't born in 1960, I mean, butt fumble. I mean, that's the whole history. I mean, it's losing, and more losing. Like, it's the most depressing team of all time. Knicks, Buffalo Bills, Jets. It's just, don't even buy a ticket.
Well, here's what I knew just in the short time I spent in New York and going to both those games. And one guy in my office told me, he goes, I go, yeah, first thing he goes, I can tell you. Because I asked, what's the difference between Jet and Giant fans? He goes, I'll tell you this. Giant fans go to the game and get drunk. Jet fans show up drunk.
Because they know.
And that was basically his definition. I'm going like, isn't it a little bit more to it? Nah.
Believe it or
my
not,
experience, man. That's it.
Their stadium games are wild. There's always fights.
And this was back when they played they still play in the Meadowlands, but that was basically, the logic to it. And I was going, and then I actually went to a couple of the games, and you can kind of see they're out in the parking lot, and they're working it hard.
By halftime, it's a street fight somewhere in the sand somewhere, man.
Oh, you best believe it. Yeah, and it doesn't take. They turn on each other.
Yeah, they don't care if you're an old lady, a little baby. They'll curse. They'll throw beer at
They
you.
will turn on you like in a minute.
The parking lot is a war game.
As they say, in a New York minute.
That's
And
true.
They mean it. All right, Micah.
The Denver Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah.
Giddy up.
Big Bronco fan, yeah. Reason, it was honestly kind of like a religion. When I was born, my dad and his brother are the biggest Bronco fans, and so, like anything, when you're younger, you just kind of believe whatever your parents believe, but
Yeah.
after a while, it becomes your own, and it definitely became my own. I'm a huge Bronco fan. Really excited about this upcoming season with everything they've done.
Well, Elway put that team on the map
That's really when my dad started to like them.
Yeah.
He was just excited to watch.
because there's basically, before Elway and then after Elway. Before Elway, I don't think most people can think of who their quarterback was.
Was there even a team there before that?
And but yeah, in a sense, that's it. All right, okay, what big deal, Tommy?
I'm an Eagles fan, and for really stupid reasons. So I've just had friends.
Cheesesteaks?
I just have had friends that have played there. The guy that actually ended my career, JT. I know you're listening out there. He played for.
JT Taylor. How many careers did JT have?
I don't know. He ended my godson's career, who's an MMA fighter now. But
Yeah, I've known JT since I started watching games over at at Fountain Park back
I've known
when I
JT
moved here in like 2006, 2007, and he still kind of had that that pigeon-toed stroll, walk.
butt sticking out. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just JT, man.
And even when he was playing flag football, he was still lighting guys up. And they would even say, "Damn, JT, it's flag, man. You got to think
He
back
don't
on
care.
it. It's flag."
He don't care.
Yeah, and he'd apologize, but I'm going like,
He-
dude,
oh.
you got to cut that out.
Well, he always told me, he's like, well, I'm not going to go head up with you. You're going to knock me out. I'm just going to take your knee. So,
Well,
That's
yeah, I
JT.
guess at least he's honest about it. But
oh, he did. Everybody knows.
yeah. But I think he has officially retired now. But then
Maybe, I
again,
don't know.
yeah,
I haven't ran it. I saw him a couple years ago when we were at a scrimmage. I think cousin was your
Yeah, well,
nephew
just
was
if he
playing.
decides to play flag again, folks, just a warning to any wide receivers out there. don't come across that middle.
Yeah.
I don't care,
No,
if you got a big flag on or anything like that.
Across the middle, don't run outside. Just don't go near him because you're
All
gonna
right.
go straight after you.
My favorite team, folks, everybody knows now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh,
I'll
wow.
just leave it at that. I've been a Buck fan because, the Rams split. I grew up in L.A. I grew up a diehard Ram fan, blue and white uniforms, Roman Gabriel, fearsome foursome. They moved to Anaheim. I was still a Ram fan, but when that cow that owned the team moved them to St. Louis, that was it for me. I adopted, at the time, the worst team in the NFL with the ugliest uniforms in the NFL, so nobody could ever accuse me. They had that grinning, gay Buccaneer Bruce as a mascot.
The guy biting the
Orange
saber.
tangerine.
And,
So nobody
sword
could
swallower.
possibly accuse me of jumping on the bandwagon.
Guy that played ball with up in Reno, Henry Rollins, he played for them for a couple seasons.
Yeah, but it's hard to believe it's been 20 some odd years since there's been a team in LA, an NFL team.
Oh yeah.
Can't believe it. All right, last question, bonus round. Devin,
Yes.
who's going to win the Super Bowl?
My heart says the Giants, but I'm going to go with the Seahawks once again. I don't think the Denver Broncos are going to do it. I think they're going to be just short. Or it's either going to be Seahawks or 49ers.
So is it going to be a repeat of the
I don't think it is. I think it's going to be close, but I think at the end it's going to come down to defense. And I think that
the same two teams?
oh, you mean Denver versus Seattle again? I think it's possible because I'm not too many teams could touch Denver this year. As long as Peyton's in there, they got a chance. But I don't know if he can get past that defense, man. Because he has like 5 plays. If you watch him enough, he does the same seam pass, 15-yard in, the same routes over and over. I'm like, people get, the one drawback of the no huddle offense is that it's basic, and once you study the plays, you actually can almost verbatim know
Well,
when he's coming at you.
All right, Micah.
Oh, definitely the Denver Broncos.
Denver
Absolutely.
Broncos. Okay, do you see them also playing Seattle again in the Super Bowl?
No, I don't. I really don't, honestly.
49ers?
Who do you see?
Honestly, I think the 49ers are going to bring it this year.
Yeah.
I can see the 49ers making it, but really a couple other teams, I really don't know.
I think it's going to be, again, I think it's going to boil down to Seattle and the 49ers as far as the NFC is concerned. I just don't see another NFC team coming over that.
Green
Tommy.
Bay, Giants.
I don't think I've watched a full NFL game in like 3 years because I'm so involved with everything else. So for me to make any sort of an educated guess would just, I'd have to say 49ers just because I like Kaepernick. You and I.
Oh, yeah. It's a good All right, well, I'm going to go out on a limb. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Lovie Smith, head coach. He's
Gotta love that name.
Yeah, but the guy is just, he's making all the right moves. And I think that they're going to, they're going to win the NFC South. And I think they're going to surprise everybody. And I think they're going to end up playing the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl.
Well, let's go throw some money on them. They're probably good 500 to 1 odds on them.
You best believe I'm going to put at least $10.
I'm going to throw you a fin on that.
Yeah, I mean, because their odds are probably going to be 400 to 1. All right. Let's see, Ryan, how are we looking on time? All right, great. So we'll go ahead down and wind this one down, folks. This has been a lot of fun, guys. I'd like to thank you each for coming in, taking the time out of your day and being on the show. We try to have a lot of fun, but we also want people to get to know you guys. Micah, thank you again for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Bill. Appreciate it.
Devin, thank you very much for
Oh,
coming in.
I loved it.
Appreciate
I
man.
enjoyed it anytime.
Yeah. Tommy, as always.
Always a pleasure.
Ryan, once again, man, engineer extraordinaire on the board.
You rock, right?
Folks, tune in next Wednesday, noon Pacific Daylight Time, 2 1 p.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com. This is the Vegas Lions Weekly Radio Show. God bless and have a great week.
Thank you.
Sleep.